Most people think confidence is something you can just learn. Like you watch a few videos and then you suddenly start to dress better. And now you're all of a sudden you're just this confident guy. But you see, that's fake confidence. And that's real surface level. Real confidence is quiet, it's calm, it's unshakable, and I'm sure you've seen this in your own life. It doesn't come from pretending you're something you're not, you know. This real confidence, it comes from discipline and it comes from action. It comes from doing the things you said you'd do, especially whenever you were tired or whenever you didn't feel like it and whenever no one was watching you. You've got to understand, you can't cheat your way into real confidence. There's no cheat code, there's no course. Your brain knows when you're lying to yourself. So there is no way around this. But in this video, I'll help you, turn this discipline into confidence. If you want to become confident, you don't need to say affirmations or fake it till you make it. That's all bullshit. What you need proof and discipline that gives you that proof. So every time you wake up early when you didn't want to, or every time you train when you're tired, or every time you stay focused whenever your brain is just off into 1,000 different distractions and replaying back like stuff that happened to your brain starts to trust you, and that trust becomes your confidence. You kind of see you see how this is coming out and how this works. Think about it. If you keep breaking promises to yourself, why would you ever feel confident? Confidence is just self-trust at the end of the day, and you build that self-trust through actions. I want you to imagine this with me. So imagine walking through your day knowing you've already won. Not because you're better than anyone, but because you've earned the right to be proud. You're not overthinking. You're not overthinking what others think of you, and you're not chasing their validation. You've already validated yourself through your own actions. And that's incredible to think about. And that's what discipline does. Is it builds this quiet and unbreakable confidence that no one can take away. That's the sort of fantasy that everyone wants. Everyone wants to be able to walk around and just know they're enough, they've kind of won. But the difference is most people only dream about it. But you can start building it right now. The reason most people never feel confident is because they reward themselves too early. They watch one motivational video or they do one hard thing and then they quit and then they go back to their old ways, they get all this dopamine. But discipline doesn't work like that. Discipline is repetition. It's the boring, the agonizing, the sucky work. And it's this unglamorous work that compounds over time. Most guys chase this feeling of confidence instead of earning the foundation of it in the real confidence. And that's why they always feel like frauds. And you may relate to this because you can't cheap out your own discipline and your own confidence. But one thing you'll notice is that the people who act the loudest are usually the least disciplined. Real confidence doesn't need to announce itself. Think about that. Now you want discipline? All right, here's where you start. So number 1, pick one thing you can do every single day. Something small but challenging, something you don't want to do. Like working out, journaling, or waking up early. Not something you want to do. Your brain has to not want to do it. And then 2 is you're going to track your streak. You're not going to chase the motivation. You're going to chase the momentum. And then 3, don't skip twice. Missing once, that's human. Everyone makes mistakes. But missing twice starts to kill the trust you build within yourself. And then you do this for 30 days. Just one thing, and watch how your energy changes. You'll speak differently, and you'll move differently, and you'll look people in the eyes more. Because now you have this foundation of discipline and confidence that you're building. And you have this proof that you're someone who follows through. You're not someone who just starts things and then quits after a week. It's not about waking up at 4 a.m. every single day. It's about doing the one thing your brain doesn't want to do and then doing it. Confidence starts not in your appearance, but in your discipline. So remember that. Confidence isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were meant to be before you got lazy and complacent and distracted or addicted to comfort. Discipline sort of reconnects you with that old version of yourself. And every time you choose the harder path, you're proving to yourself that you're someone who can follow through and you're still in control. And that's where the real peace comes from. You don't find confidence in comfort. You find confidence in control. Now, say you take everything I say in this video and you act on it. Imagine this version of you 6 months from now. They're disciplined, they're calm, and they're centered. And the people around them start noticing it, and you don't even have to talk about it. Your progress is visible. They can feel it. And then your silence becomes intimidating. And your consistency becomes sort of magnetic. And that's exactly what discipline does. Is it gives you sort of this power without having to say a word about it. Because the people notice and they see it. And that's what you should really be craving and chasing deep down. It's not validation and it's not likes or attention. It's power. This quiet power that you don't even have to speak about because people already feel it. And that power comes from keeping promises to yourself. One last thing I want to tell you before you click off this video and before it ends is to stop chasing confidence like it's a personality trait. Build your confidence through discipline and then let your actions prove your worth. Let your habits create your presence. And if you want to feel proud of yourself, do the things that your future self would thank you for. And then do those things daily. Because the truth is, the man who controls himself controls the world, and he controls his world. The last thing I want to say is, you don't need to be confident to start being disciplined. But once you're disciplined, confidence, it becomes automatic. So think about that whenever this video is done. Subscribe.